Live long and die laughing, chapter 27. What would you ask Jesus? I was talking to my mom and dad the other night on the phone. I only call my parents when I've got an hour to kill. There's no such thing as a short call to mom and dad. You know, aging parents repeat themselves a lot. All their friends are either sick, dying, dead, or pretty sure they will be dead soon. I told my mom that there are as many babies being born as there are people dying, so get on the welcoming committee and get off the Bon Voyage Brigade. Find some people having babies to talk about. All those death notices are depressing. When I'm on the phone with my parents, Mom gets on one phone and Dad gets on the extension. I'm at my house or hotel somewhere. Mom and I are talking. Dad is just breathing. After the usual chit-chat about family, friends, and funerals that day, I said, "Mom and Dad, let me ask you a question." Mama quickly said, "Okay." Dad cleared his throat, started paying attention, and said, "Shoot." I said, "If Jesus were sitting on the couch with you in the flesh, and you were allowed to ask him one question, and he would answer you audibly, what would your question be?" Mama wanted to know why she only got one question. "Because that's all he has time for," I said. "I don't know. It's just a hypothetical question. If you could ask him one question, what would it be?" I told Daddy to go first because I knew Mama wasn't going to be able to limit it to one question. Daddy said, "I'd ask him what Mama and Daddy are doing. You know, they're up in heaven doing something. I'd just like to know what they're doing." "That's very good, Daddy," I replied. "Now go back to sleep." Mama quickly spoke up and said, "I'd ask him when he's coming again." I said, "Mama, he already told you he didn't know." "Well, he does by now," she replied. "Mama, why would you want to know that?" "Because if he told me he was coming at noon tomorrow, I'd get to Liberty University," she teaches there, "tomorrow morning and run up and down the hall screaming as loud as I could, 'Jesus is coming at noon! Jesus is coming at noon,'" Daddy parroted Mama. "And do you know where you'd be when he came at noon? A nut house." So much for my parents' response to the question. What about you? What would you ask him? If you got only one question, what would you ask Jesus? I was intrigued with how other people might respond to my question. What one question would you ask Jesus? I decided to give the people who subscribe to my free internet newsletter, Remarks, an opportunity to ask. The response was overwhelming. According to actual tallies, the two questions most of my internet friends would ask Jesus are, quote, "Am I fulfilling your plan for my life?" and, "Lord, why do you love us so much?" There were a lot of good questions. Some were funny, some were sad, some were from children, some were just curious, some were thought-provoking. Here they are. "Jesus, can you help me learn the right way to play a bar chord on the guitar?" "Why mosquitoes? Why neckties? Considering the marriage supper of the Lamb, what's for dinner? What is the thing with Southern gospel singers and wigs? Why do all the good foods have to be bad for you? And why is it that all the bad foods, like spinach, are good for you? Couldn't chocolate be one of the 4 basic food groups? I'd ask him how he feels when he's portrayed in movies by non-Jewish actors who look like rock stars or Guy Penrod. I would like to know who my beautiful, never-been-married, red-headed schoolteacher, 30-year-old, committed to God, talented singing daughter is going to marry. Will there be comedy in heaven? If not, will there be an unemployment line for Mark? Are you keeping your Gaither video collection up to date, and may I borrow them when I get to heaven? Why is it that some people can eat anything and everything and never gain a pound, while others of us can take a fleeting glance at a pepperoni pizza and develop acres of new fat cells? I would ask him why there is so much tofu. When are Mark Lowry and I getting married? Is or was there life on other planets? Did OJ do it? My Lord, how could you ever love a rotten, low-down, dirty, filthy, scumbag, dirtwad, wormy, nasty, ugly, bow-legged, crooked-toothed, selfish, conceited, proud, lustful, bone-headed, rock-brained, hard-headed, stiff-necked sinner like me? Which miracle was your favorite? Why have you decided to give all the money in the world to Bill Gaither? How can Christians be so mean? What did it feel like being fully man and fully God at the same time, and then being separated from God on the cross? Can you make my teddy bear come to life or go to heaven with me? I know that there are mansions being built, but will we each have our own, or will we live together with several people? Who is going to be living in the heavenly mansion next to mine? Will my pet dog Rosie be in heaven? What will we be doing in heaven forever? Are you coming back soon, or should I start putting money away for my retirement? I'm 23. Is my daddy, who is in heaven, aware of what's going on in my life? Will heaven be the same for everybody? Where did you get your ideas? I would ask him, who is the bride and who are the guests at the wedding? If God, who is omniscient, knew that Lucifer would rebel and take 1/3 of the angels with him, why did God allow him to exist at all? Lord, if you would have us know and understand only one thing in our short life, what would it be? What hurts you the most? Why didn't you just get rid of Adam and Eve and start over? Jesus, I have a question for you. Are my aborted children with you? Can I come home now? Will my brother make it to heaven to be with all of us? Jesus, when can my husband and I have children? What do you want me to do with my life? Master, how can I better serve you? But my favorite question out of all of the hundreds I received came from someone on my remarkables list. She said she did exactly as I had instructed everyone to do. She sat on the couch, closed her eyes, and tried her best to imagine Jesus sitting on the couch beside her. She said she just sat there for a few moments, meditating, relaxing. She thought of funny questions she might ask him, like, did Adam have a navel? Or how bad did it stink in the ark? Then she thought that would be a wasted question. She thought she might ask why children suffer or why bad things happen to good people. Should she ask about the future? But none of those questions seemed important enough to her. So she said if Jesus was sitting beside her on the couch, she would ask him, "Can I have a hug?" I like that.